This is the original renovation planner. 681 plus people have already downloaded it, which fills me with pride, to be fair, to know that I've delivered value to the world. This is all yours for free, my friend. But without me waffling on, this is just a heads up to let you know that volume 2 is actually out right now. But that's not to say volume 1 will not do your job depending on what you're doing on your renovation. As a person who is into renovations and flips properties here in the UK, trust me, I know what it takes and I know what the system needs. Without further ado, the difference between volume 1 and volume 2 is that it has twice the amount of databases and formulas and advanced stuff. But you won't need that. As the system grows, or if you outgrow the system, then you can go ahead and get volume 2. By the way, as a thank you for watching the tutorial, there is a coupon code. If you review the planner, then it's all yours and you can use it if you choose to get volume 2. So enjoy.
So I'll be breaking this video down into 3 segments, such as how it all works, second one, how you can customize it for yourself, and thirdly, how you can thank me and support my work forward. Now, this is volume 1 of Refurb Planner. When you download it or duplicate it into your own Notion account, this will be your home screen. Simple display picture. Here you have 4 different pages or areas of this whole renovation planner. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, these are just pictures of your existing projects. So you can visually see what's going on and how it was before. Right hand side here is an overview of the budget, which is data drawn from Refurb Planner. And you have the task list, which you can review on a weekly, bi-weekly, daily, however you want to do. So as you can tell, there's 4 segments and they all match up with these pages here. Shopping list, you get to see what you are looking to buy, ordered, collected, etc. And you can update them as you go along. So just an overview. Now, I will upload this video into the instructions, which is what we refer to in Notion as toggles. So when you see these arrows, you can click on them and it opens up stuff. You'll see underneath here. So the first page is the Refurb Planner. So when you tap onto the Refurb Planner, and every single page, there will be buttons on the left hand side. Here is an overview, or what Notion calls a view. You have different views in Notion. You have a table, you have visuals. Let's say if you edit, please don't mess up this information here, but these are different layouts that you can have. Do not mess with the settings here, everything's designed, because I don't want, if you message me and say, oh, I made a pig's ear out of it or messed it up, then I won't go out of my way to then change things for you, because everything's set for the way it is, okay? Of course, if you want to pay me a handsome fee. Anyway, right, so here you have visuals of every part of the house, okay? Now, when you do type in information, you can do this here by tapping on new item, or you can click on this button over here. But when you do type in the information, make sure you fill every single part out, because it syncs with the rest of the data around the whole system. Now, before I go into detail of how to add an area, down here you have different toggles where you can track how things are going. Now, of course, it's in sync with this, but it's just a different way of looking at it. So for instance, the home office is currently in progress, but for whatever reason, it may be on hold, it changes. Simple as, nothing too complicated about that. So here, if you want to add an area or a room as part of the house, you can add it by tapping this button here, and it opens as a side. So you can still see this here and you can still see this here. If you don't want to see this here, you open up the full page. There, bosh. Now here you could say, oh no, kids room, okay? Now you can say not started, whatever status it may be. Now when you click on that room has been urgent, it will be highlighted in red. You can either go back here or you can go back here, okay? It will highlight as red because it's urgent, okay? Click back here. So, or you can go back to home, which takes you back to the complete page. So estimated cost, this could be approximately £500, and this gets reflected in the chart which you've seen on the home page, which is right here. So you see here kids room, which is in purple and it's highlighted right here. Go back, kids room, open up the page right here. So upload a photo of what it looks like and it all gets in sync. Objective, make it lovely for the newborn, baby. Looks like whatever language, but yeah, you get, you know what, my ADHD brain, let's just get it out so it's nice and organized. Right, deadline, oh no, it needs to be done by the 19th. Actual cost, so even though this is the estimate, when you did the whole project, what did it actually come up to, including materials and labor? Now, actual cost, so it could be whatever. After photo for social media, it's a good way of tracking it. Make sure you get the right angle so it looks nice. You do those fancy little TikToks. Right, so of course, when you do have a room that you need to refurb, there's certain tasks that needs to be done. So you can add them right here by clicking on new page. So let's say you need to remove spotlights for whatever reason. Yeah, that should be one word. Now let's say you have subtasks which are part of that task. So it could be check prices at B&Q, but if you're in America it would be Depot, online. You know, the certain tasks that are required as part of this, contact Sparky for quote. Okay, now they each have, move this here, different statuses. Yeah, but overall, if you've done that, just go along and tick them off as you go along. Now, as I said, same with the urgent priority. This can also highlight as red. Okay, now what you can do is type in, okay, so electrician is important. Maybe this is not necessary for that, but you can still make it relevant if you really want to. But overall, that's the task that needs to be done. That's it. If you have another task, let's say remove skirting board, do that. And when you click on the subtasks, none of them relate to removing the skirting board, have included it. So if you want to get a subtask, you click on this toggle. If you notice here, this is highlighted as white. This is not, because it doesn't have any subtasks. So you click on here and say subtask and say, okay, order pine boards, whatever, yeah? And you can see it gets added here. And if you move this along here, you can see it here. But if you don't want that, you can just like wrap it in view and you can see everything in plain sight, okay? If you really want to, okay? Now, obviously, what you can do is add these prices here. This won't be added to this here. It won't change it. It's just to give you granular detail about that. Now, let's say this needs to be done the 16th. Contractor name, John, phone number, 07, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. Notes, and you can obviously add information here, which is near the end, completed on, or exact cost. Now, when it comes to items that you need to purchase, of course, it's by items. So let's say it's a priority that you need to get this. Oh no, you need to buy the pine boards. Or yeah, sorry, no, that's the same as the task. Order. No, technically that should be over here, truly. So, but anyway, but you're gonna need screws for skirts. Okay. Now, item are materials quantity. Let's say 2, and you'll automatically adjust the price here. So cost 10, so it's £20 in total. Store B&Q. You can change these depending on where you are and where you order most frequently, which I'll show you near the end. And obviously, when you find something online, you can get the link and you can attach it here. There's no need for me to do that, but you get the point. And you need this item by, let's just say, if you want to get that done, you need it done today. You need to get it today, yeah? But in the event that you need to refund, you know, for whatever reason, then you can tap on here and upload the receipt. Now, bearing in mind, images and receipts, they take up a lot of data in your Notion account. If you go too wild and there's too much information, then Notion may ask you to upgrade so you can hold more data. That's a bit of a flaw to the free account. But remember, this is an operating system that you can easily start using immediately. It doesn't cost you a thing. So if you want simple stuff, this is how to do it. Now, you can say refund by, which is very important, because let's say you need to refund it by, let's say, the 5th of November, then it will sync into the data over here, okay? Make no mistake. Only if you change this as to get refund. So when you change it to get refund, you can see right here, get refund. But when you click on the planner, the shopping list, you'll see that you have a little segment here called refunds, and it automatically syncs into here so you can keep an eye on refunds. I've done it on projects before where I've bought a lot of tiles or a lot of materials. It's gone past the date because you're so disorganized and it's cost you a lot of money. So this is where it gets synced together. So there's 2 places where you can see the refunds on the homepage and the specific refund section here. Let's go back to the Refurb planner. Now, as we was mapping out the kids' room, can here, if you are communicating with a team for whatever reason, you can add comments and talk to each other right here and say, at that person, okay, do this, etc., etc. But let's go back. I want to show you the kids' room. So because we haven't uploaded the photo, e.g. the before photo, it will not be displayed. I don't want to show you my personal images on my screen, but you get the point, yeah? Job done. Now, we're going to use this as an example of the data throughout, okay? Now, when we click on the inspirational hub, this is just your ideal way of how you want your home or your project. And the simple way to think about this is the same way as you did before. If you want to tap on a new idea, you can here. But you've got 2 different sections. You've got the table view, which is a direct reflection of this here. These tabs are reflected here, and obviously you can attach the source of where you found that online, because I found really good deals online and they went missing because I haven't saved the link. This is a great way to store all that information. So if you want to go here, you add the idea and say, I don't know, brass taps for whatever reason. The area, which is let's say style, okay? Then the area which is in association with the refurb planner, you tap on here so it's all in sync. Now kids room, and we could say, okay, maybe you want to go for like a style inspirational type. Just could be, I don't know, I've never thought about this before in terms of kids rooms, but you could say material. It's lovely material these curtains are, and you can upload the image if you really want to, and it will sync into here, of course the link, etc. So you get the point. This is quite easy to understand, and any notes that you want to add. Now when we go through to the shopping list here, you will be confronted with this page here. You can add a new item by pressing that button, or a refund. Of course, it syncs with this here. Now, there's 3 sections to this. You have the table view, you have the board view, and you have refund, tracking every step of the way. Now, you also have another view here called refunds, because if that is too small or you need more data, you can see it exactly right here. Right. So let's say you want to add a new item for the kids' room. So all you need to do is tap on new item and say, oh no, we want some pink lights for whatever reason, yeah? Now, to go, height, or medium, whatever, yeah, medium. Quantity, let's say 2, and they cost £12.50 because an absolute bargain. If you are based in America, you can change it to dollars as well. And if you do find the product online, attach the link. Now, status, now you know the score, you can change it. Now, the item category, materials, electronics, whatever, you can change these categories, which I'll show you later on. Store, screw fix, refurb planner. No need to touch this as much. It just refers to room, you know. Need by, let's just say 20th receipt. So you know the score. It's quite easy to understand. So that will sync into here so you can see where you are on the journey. You can easily drag that over to here and you'll update it automatically. Okay, that's all that's to it. There's nothing more. Right, just make sure when you do fill in the data, everything gets filled out if you can, where necessary, because it helps with syncing all the data and bringing it together. Anyway, when it comes to the tasks now, you have this page here. Now, this gives you an overview of what tasks are needed in every single part of the project. Now, there's weekly, bi-weekly, and you've got monthly, okay? Now, if you've noticed that these toggles are still white because they have subtasks, and you can see that they are associated to a room. What we've discussed, or what I've shown you, remove spotlights, it equates to the kids' room, which needs to be done by the 16th. Now, even though the shaded color is in a different box, the actual day where it needs to be done is within the actual box, okay? So if you tap on here, you will see that this is when these tasks need to be done. But if you change your mind, you can drag it, I believe, yeah, all the way up to here, but it's not necessary. Just change it by a normal way if you can, by going down here and tap it on the toggle. So you can see what needs to be done very clearly. So that's one part of the task. Now, this is what I like in particular, because if you call an electrician and they're at the job and they do a job, but you just can't think what else needs to be done, I've solved that problem. So down here, you've got the complete table view as well. Please, if you can, fill out all the information. It helps you with the rest. So because we discussed about the kids' room, and remember we said that we need an electrician. Now, if for whatever reason you wanted to scan everything according to all the tasks, you can do that. If you want to do by the room, because when I refurb properties, I like to start at the top and work my way down. So if someone's working in that room, you can say, hey, that needs doing, that needs doing, that needs doing. Now, bearing in mind, I will show you how to export so you can share this information with other people, such as trades. You don't repeat yourself. You can send it to their WhatsApp, whatever it may be, PDF form or a link, whatever. Now, you can see here that you have different parts of the house. And as we discussed, this is the kids' room. Now, highlighted here is these 2 tasks which done. Let's say you started on that, it's in progress, etc. You can drag it. However, in the event that you want to list everything according to the trade, you can do that. So the electrician knows that he needs to remove spotlights. Now, if you do want to add a task, you can still do it here for whatever reason. You don't need to go all the way back to the refurb planner to add the task. You can either do that there, or you can do that as a table view, but regardless, it will still be in sync with everything else. That's all, really. That's all that's to it. So let me show you how to customize this complete. Now, from the very beginning, you can get rid of this if you really want, easily by changing the cover, and you could upload whatever you want to upload just to personalize it and brand. Now, if you did want to change some of the logos or icons, should we say, you can do that. I don't know if you want to put a tick, whatever emoji, or when it comes to icons, you can do that, and you can change the color. It doesn't have to be my branding at all. So that's one way you can do it. In terms of view here, if you wanted to make these bigger for whatever reason, you can. If you wanted to change the color of your chart, you go down here, you go down to here, and you can change colors, whatever color you want to change it to. Okay. Now, when it comes to the Refurb planner, if you want to change, for example, the colors of these, you can. Gray, whatever, tickles your fancy. For me, it's very simple like that. And let's say the inspirational hub, if you want to add certain themes, you can. Click on here, go down here, you add that. Or if you have other inspirational types, add this. This is a property that knows a select, not multi-select. What property is a select? So with select, you can only choose one. So there's only one option. But if you choose style, which is multi-select, you can choose more than one option. So that's one way to add that. If you want to change, let's say the item category, you can add to that as well, because it has the select stores you may shop at frequently. It's all there for the table, whatever. If you don't like the colors of these down here, you press on the expand, and then you can not do that. Go back, shopping list. And if you want, let's say the layout, right? And you want bigger cards, or if you want to change the colors, or toggling on or off. So there we have it. That is all